here we go. Gears of War 4, meh. Storms are cool. There's my review. Storms are cool. Just go back and play one of the other ones though. Oh, bruvnation, I wanted to like this so bad. I really wanted to like this. Listen, when I started this Gears of War run, I thought number 1 was a bit overrated. I liked it, but I didn't love it. Do you know what I mean? And it wasn't until Gears of War 2 when I was like, okay, alright, yeah, I get it. I now understand why it's considered to be such a legendary franchise. Because number 2, it was a masterpiece, right? It was a masterpiece. It was bloody fantastic. And that sort of momentum kept through Gears of War 3. And as a whole, as a unit, the trilogy is absolutely phenomenal. So I was really excited for Gears of War 4. And of course I had heard that apparently the series dropped off after the original trilogy. But still, I was excited and I was willing to form my own opinion and not just listen to the consensus out there, right? Oh my God. I really wanted to like this, man. Look, I was hyped for this because, one, I saw the size of the install and was like, oh shit, this game is massive. Like, I'm expecting the trilogy times 100. I know that's silly, but I'm expecting this to be slapping. I'm expecting this to be great. And I can't imagine the hype that must have been around when they announced Gears of War 4, especially considering that the Locusts were taken care of. So, in my mind, I'm like, oh God, what are the Gears fighting in this one? How are they going to introduce a new antagonist that can sort of rival the threat that the Locust was? How are they going to up the stakes? What are they going to bring to the table? They should have stayed away from the damn table. That's what they should have done, because this was a mess, okay? All right, this isn't a review. This is just me ranting about it, so, I mean, I'll give it a score if you want, but this isn't really a review. I'm just telling you my thoughts on the game, right? I guess that is a review. Maybe it is. I don't know. Anyway, let's get into it. So, let's talk about the characters. Okay. So we have James, right? There he is. I mean, one look at his face. You know he's Marcus Phoenix's son, all right? So I'm like, okay, next generation of Gears. I'm down for this. Here's the problem with that. The only reason James exists, the only character he has, the only depth to his entire existence is to be Marcus Phoenix's son. That's it. Do you want it? There's no more. Like, that's all he is. He is just an inferior Marcus Phoenix. That's it. That's all he is. He's Marcus's son, James. And even Marcus can't stand him half the time. If Marcus doesn't even like his own son, how am I meant to? Okay? And it slaps in the face a little more because you just sort of want to play as Marcus Phoenix, you know, and they even put him in the game, and I'm watching like, God damn it, I want to be Marcus so bad. But look, James's character, man, he just isn't it. It just isn't it. Shallow, it's so obviously, you know, it's just, come on, man, he has no edge to him. There's nothing about him, and it's all the characters are like this. There's this guy, I don't remember his name. I don't even know why he's in this. He doesn't have any personality. He doesn't have any flair. There's nothing about him that's memorable. In fact, none of the characters in this game have anything that are memorable. You won't remember them. When the credits roll, they disintegrate. Like, honestly, James was just... It's just... Nothing about him was... And look, let's just... Honestly, the girl character... I'm terrible with names, I can't remember her name, but she was the most interesting out of the bunch. But even, I'm really, you know, grasping. When I say interesting, I just mean out of a very uninteresting bunch. But don't take that as she was interesting, because she wasn't, okay? Look, the enemies. Okay. Gone is the dark, atmospheric grittiness of the Gears of War franchise. Now we have a Fast and Furious movie, I guess. It's all very clean. It's just... Look, they're fighting these stupid robots for a lot of the game, and they are stupid. They're not fun. They fly at you in these crates and roll into balls and then emerge from them, and they're just like these mechs. Terminator it isn't, okay? It's not Terminator edgy. It's just... looks like some... Oh, bro, I can't... You're firing at them. You feel like you're firing just like rubber bullets half the time. At first I thought, oh, robots, that's cool. You can't actually go wrong with robots. If these sci-fi is good, if you do sci-fi well. The Geth, they are not. Okay? Like, Terminators, they're not. Do you know what I'm saying? They're the most generic artificial enemies you're going to find in any sort of fiction. They're terrible. A great thing about the game, to give its flowers where it needs it, is the storms were so cool. The weather effects were awesome. Although I'm sitting there thinking, look, if the world is like this, just let the enemies have it. Like, why are we living here, man? Do we have space travel yet? Let's leave, because this place is a shithole. Like, this whole planet is fucked, right? But so you're fighting these robots for so long, and it just really starts to grind away at you. It's like, okay, well, how long are we doing this for? Because I started to not look forward to the encounters. I was finding the combat zones quite boring, quite dull. The weapons didn't grab me. Thought the weapons were quite boring. They tried to introduce new exciting weapons, but it didn't work. And then, you know, thankfully, just as I was really starting to get fed up with the robots, then we get to the real enemy, and oh, what? They're so creative. Locusts. It's just locusts again. I was expecting something new. No, it is locusts, but it isn't locusts. Look, I know. They introduced some new kind of locusts, but it's like it is, but it isn't. It's like, fucking hell. They have this new enemy type, which, like, swallows you. I just look, man, I didn't like. There was a few moments where I was like, oh, that's cool. There was a scene on a bike, and there was a scene where, you know, oh, I mean, it's stupid. Very Fast and Furious, like, you know, they're trying to figure out how to get somewhere, and James is supposed to be the one to come up with a plan while Marcus holds the door, and he's like, maybe we fly? And then his friend is like, we can't fly. And James is like, huh? He looks and sees some cables attached to some elevators, right? And, you know, look, by mental coincidence, there's like 4 of them. So, and there's 4 people. So James is like, 4 cables, 4 people. I think we can fly if we hold on to them and shoot them. And his friend's like, great idea. And then they all just hold on and shoot them and fly up the thing. And that's a cool bit where you're firing stuff. There's some cool action, like, set pieces, right? But I couldn't have given a single fuck about the story, about the character. I don't even remember the end game. I can't even remember what happened. There was this stupid mechanic they put in there. And obviously it was because of Horde mode. They're trying to train you in the campaign for the online part. But it just wasn't very fun. Like, when a wave of enemies are coming, you have to go to the... What's it called? The manifestor? That's not right. There's this thing where you go to and you take, like, turrets out of it, or, like, barbed wire fences or whatever defensive modules you want. You take them out and then you plant them wherever you want, and then it aids you in your defense of the enemies. Just wasn't fun. Like, and it just seemed so forced and shoehorned in there. It's like it's Gears of War. I want to be taking cover, messing shit up, and feeling very epic doing it. I want a camaraderie. I want a brotherhood with the people I'm fighting side by side with, and I want enemies which make me feel challenged, but also, you know, though it just did not. None of this worked for me. Obviously, the gameplay was fluid, it was smooth, but it just didn't hit at all for me. By the end of it, I didn't really remember. Like now, it's only been a few days since I finished it. I don't remember what happened at the end. What the hell happened? See, I forgot. It left no impression on me. It didn't leave any impression on me at all. Apart from the storms were really cool. There was someone we had to fight. I don't even remember what happened. I would have to watch a video now reminding me. That's how little I was interested. Like, it just made no impact on me. It's like as soon as credits rolled, gone, forgot. You know what I mean? That's not a sign of a good game, bro. So unfortunately, Gears of War really don't. If you want me to give it a score, I guess I can give it a score. What are we saying? What, out of 10? I don't know, 5 I get, 4, no, 5, 4 out of 10. I'll give it a 4 out of 10. That's my review. Gears of War 4, nah. Here we go. Gears of War 4, nah. Storms are cool. There's my review. Storms are cool. Just go back and play one of the other ones though. Like that's you don't need to play. You shouldn't play. If someone was getting into Gears of War now for the first time, I'd say don't play 4. Finish it at 3. Unless 5 is amazing, you shouldn't play 4. You know, so 5 has to be Gears of War 2 level to justify having to suffer 4 to get to 5. That's my stance on this. So if 5 is even like a 7, it's not worth it. It has to be at least an 8 and a real solid 8 to make it worth enduring Gears of War 4. Now, I'm not just saying it's not just a really bad game. Don't get me wrong. I doubt most of you aren't even here at this point because I'm really just ranting on it, right? But if you are, it's not that it's bad. It's just a disservice to the name. Do you know what I mean? If this was, it's just it doesn't do anything great. Nothing it does apart from the storms. Nothing it does is great. It's all very mid and just safe in areas and just, yeah. Anyway, that's my rant on Gears of War. 12 minutes, I didn't mean it to go this long. I'm sorry. Okay. But I did not enjoy Gears of War 4. God, I hope Halo Reach is better than this was, because that's the next Halo. I hope it's better than this, because this was rough. Anyway, till next time, which won't be that long. I'm starting Halo soon. Anyway.